Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Chasing Optimum. I thought I'd do this one on Chasing Optimum, what that actually means and where I'm up to with this whole thing. So I switched over from 31 minutes to Chasing Optimum because I felt 31 minutes was like a bridge, like a bit of a commitment, daily commitment that helped change the course of my health, I guess. And it was something that I just fitted into the day and stuck to, because before that I wasn't really doing anything that was, I was just working all the time. And I didn't have like a great flow to life. I was burnt out. I was running on vapors. I used to hear about adrenal overload, and I had insomnia, and it was just such a, like, even when I talk about it, I can feel how I used to feel back then. And that wasn't going to last. I ran like that for a long time. I could feel myself heading in a direction where something was going to give. Not sure what it was, but something was going to give. And then my appendix blew up, and I had to get my appendix out, and they had to remove a little bit of bowel as well. And they were checking out my lymph nodes, and they were checking out the rest of my bowel, and my appendix was 9 times the size as it was. And I remember I was like eating so much food because I was on like this bodybuilder diet, and I was sitting in the Shell service station just before you go onto the freeway to go to the Harbour Bridge, and I was parked in there, and I was eating something. I can't remember what it was, maybe a protein bar or something, and I could feel something going down my stomach. It hurt so bad. The pain was excruciating. And I think that was my appendix just feeling like that. I got through it, but it literally brought tears to my eyes because it was so painful. And then it went, and then I got on with things. But at some point, the doctor said, "Oh, your appendix is so enlarged, you got to get it out." Now I think about all of that, and I think, was that preventable? How I was living, I was shoveling 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 meals in every day, non-stop eating just to put on size, because that's all I knew at the time. I wanted to get bigger, and I was, taking testosterone, and I was training hard, and I was doing all this, and I was like, I wanted to get bigger, and that's all I was taught. Eat this, eat this, eat this. And then when you want to shred, like lean down, cut this out, eat this, eat this, eat this. And then it was so bad for you. Well, at the time, it was achieving what I wanted to achieve. But now I know what I know. My body was no good. It was very unhealthy. My gut health would have been terrible, all of that. Well, my microbiome was no good. When I met Mick the Pod Man 5 or 6 years ago, he said, "You're just a bloated muscle man." And that's sort of what I was. So that's not the reason that I changed so much. But I look back now, you only ever do what you know to do. So what you're guided to do, what you've learnt so far. So if you're, if you're worth 100 grand, you can't teach someone how to be worth 10 million. You're not there yet. You can only teach what you know. Same goes with health. Same goes with life. Same goes with energy, the whole thing. So I converted the 31 minutes. Steve was getting super busy. I was doing my thing as well. We both agreed, look, it's probably not the right time to do more stuff. We had other commitments everywhere. So I wasn't sure, what it looked like from there. And I sort of kept the 31-minute podcast going. But the brand was at that point in my life. And then at some point I was like, really what I'm doing is chasing optimum now. I'm 52 years old. I'm chasing optimum. I've studied so many people now, like who, the Gary Breckers and the Mick and the Tommy and the Rhonda Patricks, all of these people, and I've taken bits out of exactly like how I built my real estate career. I wasn't gifted at real estate. I became one of the best because I just took bits from everybody and made my own system. That's all I did. I heard that idea from LJ Hooker. I heard that idea from somebody else, James Tostovan, John McGrath, and all of these things along the way. And I put all these things together, and I was very consistent. When I heard an idea, I would make it, I would execute it straight away. literally walk out of the seminar and execute it straight away, and then make it a part of my system if it was good, if it worked. And then over the years, I came up with the Matt Steinway system because, sure, you learn things along the way and they are your ideas, but I added to them. Everything that I've learnt along the way in real estate has pretty much been from other people, but I've been exceptionally good at sticking to it. And that evolved over a long period of time. That evolved into me becoming a great real estate agent. Even running a company, I knew I wasn't, a business guy. I was a great real estate agent. I loved helping people. I loved the thrill of the deal. I loved prospecting, all of that. But running a business, I could see that would be a huge distraction. So I've had the same business partner for 28 years. He runs the entire business. He is the guy that drives the business on that side, working on the business with the managers and all of that sort of stuff. And we have quite a good-sized business these days. And it's a successful business. It's a great business. So it's sort of becoming like what you resonate with, you've got to stick to. When you get distracted, it takes away from something else. Like if I had to sit in meetings with managers, all the sales managers and the head of property management and the CFO and all these people and the accountants and all that, it would be a huge distraction. I don't think our business would be anywhere near as successful because I stayed in my lane, Jamie stayed in his lane, and we created a phenomenal business. Well, phenomenal for us anyway, from nothing, from zero. We just went into business. So what I've done in life along this whole way is exactly that, and this is no different. Chasing Optimum is exactly what I'm doing now. I want optimum, and I can see it's a never-ending process because you tweak it as you go, and it's all about energy for me. I see people. Well, Jackson, he's half my age. He's 25. I'm 52. He said to me the other day, it was like 7 o'clock at night or something, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to the sauna now. I'm doing this now, and he's like, oh, I'm going to bed. I goes, Dad, I don't know how you have so much energy. It's crafted. Energy is limitless, but it's limited if you don't care for it, if you don't nurture it and have an energy system. And when you feel great, things just go really well. Things go fantastic, and you're in alignment with the energy that runs the world. So if you look at it, you don't make the sun come up, you don't make the trees grow, you don't make anything. Even the synchronicity of, I've got a 16-month-old, Summer. You watch the process of her, and she goes through the can't do anything newborn, then she can sit up sort of, then she can crawl, then she can walk. Now she's walking, now she's starting to talk, teeth fall out. It happens to everyone. So the energy that runs all of that, you're just a part of it. Your breathing is the same. Your ability to think is the same. Like you don't have to manage that part of it. But what you do have to manage is your position in that energy stream. So when you manage it really well and you're operating at your very best, you're in full alignment. That's what alignment means. You're in full alignment with the energy source that runs this world. And it feels amazing. It's the sweet spot of life. But you need a reference to always come back to that. So when you're out of alignment, you make different decisions. When you're in alignment, accelerate it down as fast as you can go because you're on turbocharge. And when you're taking action from that aligned place, amazing things happen. Opportunities come to you, things flow to you so much easier, people are better to deal with. Even when things don't happen the way that you want, they bounce off of you much easier because you know you're powerful. You know you're connected to the energy source because you've spent your morning, you've spent your day, you've spent the last 8 months putting yourself there. It's a choice. It's an absolute choice how you operate in this world in terms of energy and alignment. And that's what Chasing Optimum is. The emotional guidance scale that Esther Hicks talks about goes hand in hand with this. It's like your steering wheel. And I do want to touch on that today, because I don't think if you don't have an awareness around that, it's quite difficult to just manage your energy, because your emotions create an energy frequency. And then you operate from that. And you've got to constantly be assessing, without sending yourself crazy, constantly be assessing what emotional position you're in. Because if you can learn how to operate in the zone better, which is the highest emotional positions on the chart, it goes from all the way from excitement and joy at the top, and love. Love is the highest frequency. Excitement and joy, they're the highest. All the way down to grief and depression. I know what it feels like to be in grief. I think we all do at different times. Things happen in your life that shake you to the core. But you've got to work your way out of there slowly and steadily. Even when you're angry with someone, your anger is, you try and do something constructive after you've just screamed at someone. You can't. You're totally out of alignment. Things just don't go well. You go to the next appointment, or you go to the next meeting, or you even just try and feel okay after it. You don't. You're all scattered everywhere. Like your energy's just fractured. It's okay to be like that, but you've got to recover from that as quickly as you can, because we all get angry at different times. Jackson's sitting on here on the other side of the computer, and I've got angry at him many times in his life. But I'm learning to not go there, and I think that's the part of the emotions. You can only really manage emotions well in the moment. I think there's this reaction time. So when things happen that you don't like, you've almost got to take a step back, let it settle for a minute, and then choose your reaction. Not an easy thing to do. But when you learn to do it, I have a saying, it's not meant for me. If something happens that doesn't go well, it's not meant for me. It just wasn't meant for me. Move on. And it's the way I try and not let myself go into that emotional part that I know is going to wreck the rest of the day. When your partner upsets you, you've got a choice in that moment to either just let it go and speak calmly, like, hey, could you maybe not do that again? And let's just, it's okay, I'll sort it out, but let's just, this is how it makes me feel. Even when someone gives you that feedback, not to get defensive, not an easy thing to do, but can be done. In the moment is the best, because the energy has no momentum. The energy of being angry, or the energy of being fearful. Someone just texted me now about doing a talk in a few months, and I instantly went, got anxious, but I'm like, no, I'm just going to lean into it and say yes. For years, I've just said no because I get anxious all the time. What if it doesn't go well? What if that doesn't happen right? It just, even though I've given many talks over the years, it doesn't get easier for me. That instant reaction, but I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it over time, and I'm just going to do it more and get more experienced at it and better at it, and learn to lose that anxiety. Learn to manage it in the moment. Because if I sat here worrying about the talk in a couple of months' time and thinking, who's going to go and what am I going to say? And you're going to have such energy momentum around it. You're going to get to the talk and it'll be very average. Because the dominant energy of that circumstance has come from before, and it has a momentum of anxiety. So chasing optimum, energy optimization, the most optimum energy is my goal in life now. Because you feel better, you look better, you operate better, things come to you better. Why not? Why wouldn't you have that as a system? Like, how do I operate there every day? And that's how I see it in a day. I don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow's not here. Yesterday's gone. If yesterday wasn't that great, that's okay. There's a sleep coming. And when you sleep, you reset your entire energy position. So all of your frequency and your vibration stops. It gets reset. And then when you wake up in that first moment in the morning, you have a choice on the direction that it goes. And what a lot of people do is they think about things from yesterday that haven't gone that good, and they're annoyed about, and or they're worried about something, or this, or they're annoyed, and they bring that energy into today with them. That's how they start the day. Where you can wake up and say, I'm starting from now, every day. I see it as a brand new window of how you want your energy and your emotions and your frequency to be. Brand new window every day. Go to sleep at night, regardless of yesterday, wake up today and say, I'm going to have an amazing day. I'm going to have a fantastic day. Phenomenal. And here's what I think is it's the best way to manage it. You've got to have some sort of routine that gets you excited every day. And you're going to have one that, because you don't have time management is a part of all this too, but we'll talk about that at the end. But you're going to have something like, I genuinely love getting up. Never wake up with an alarm clock. Train yourself to get up at it naturally, because then your body's ready. You're ready to get up. Your energy tank is full. If your energy tank's not full, you're not going to be in alignment. You're going to be half. I want full alignment. So I've got to go to bed on time with a nighttime routine that winds me down to go to bed. Don't eat after 6 o'clock. Last night I ate at 7 o'clock, but I didn't go to bed till a little bit late. You've got to have a couple of hours of digestion before. Do not eat anything in the night. Make sure you're hydrated. Make sure your room's the right temperature. Make sure your bed's nice and comfortable. Everything ready to go. Get in bed and then wake up without an alarm clock. It takes some training. But what happens is your body will work in a window. You'll have this natural sleep window. Mine's sort of like 9:30 to 4:30 in there. If I go to bed at 9:30, I'll pretty much wake up at 4:30 every day, 4:45. If I go to bed at 10, I'll wake up at 5:20, something like that. It's got this window, if everything else is working around it. When you wake up, lay there for a little bit, get the day going, get your thoughts going. Remember, you've got an opportunity to create new thought momentum, regardless of yesterday, and then look forward to the morning routine that you have. I've got an express one, a medium one, and a deluxe one, depending on how much time I've got. Don't book appointments too early, or don't rush out the door too early. And you might be working like I was. I was working from 4:30 in the morning till 10:30 at night every day. I thought I didn't have time. I just thought I didn't have enough time to do any of this stuff. But what I did was one small thing and got used to it, made my life work with it. It might just be go for a 20-minute walk in the morning. It could be anything. Sit and have a really nice cup of tea, or just sit in the quiet. It could be anything that you really love. I do breathing, then I do an ice bath, then I do a red light bed, and depending on how much time I've got, a cardio. But if I've got to go a little earlier that day, sometimes you have appointments that you got to go a little earlier. I'll just do breathing and an ice bath. Sometimes not even a full ice bath, just a dunk in and out, because I want enough space to get ready. Don't rush in the mornings. Rushing is the opposite of the zone. I have this saying called rush slowly. Rush slowly. Don't rush. As soon as you rush, you're out of the zone. You want to stay in that zone, and what the zone means, remember, is the emotional guidance scale at the top. Satisfaction, passion, eagerness, joy, appreciation, excitement, and love. That's the zone. Any of those emotions that you're feeling, you're radiating this amazing flow of great vibration that's calling for all other things in the universe to match it during the day, during the next day, during the next day. You want momentum around that. But what we do is we have this normalness of having momentum around rushing, watching the news, sunrise and all these things, eating on the run, having a coffee to get your kick started because you got no energy. You got no energy because you got no energy. A coffee doesn't give you energy. Coffee is not energy. When you have enough energy and it's bubbling literally bubbling so much, you won't want to touch coffee because it changes your electromagnetic frequency. You get a stimulation, a spike up. Every time you get a spike up, down it goes. And you might think to yourself, can't start my day without coffee. Jackson loves coffee. He loves it. What you do with your coffees is up to you. I used to drink an energy drink every morning, this amino one that's had less caffeine in it, and I used to take pre-workout. I wouldn't even touch it now because my energy frequency is so strong. I have so much momentum. I don't want the down. I don't want the up quickly. I don't want the down. If I've slept enough, eaten well enough, had my morning routine, done work, great day, great stuff going on, nighttime routine, beautiful nutrition through the day, you have so much energy, you don't even know what to do with it. Like literally, you don't know what to do with it. You get to the end of the day and you're like still going, oh, shivers, I just wish the day could keep going. That's chasing optimum. The nutrition that you have, so the morning routine that you design, and remember, take a few of my ideas and design your morning routine. Whatever that looks like for you, design it and stick to it. One thing. I know I've said it before, but consistency is everything. One thing. And what will happen is you do the one thing every morning, everyone will get used to you doing it, and then life will start to work around it. Then you add another thing. You don't have to have this 2-hour morning routine every day if you don't have any time at the moment. Kids, things, work, this, that, commuting, all of that. That's life. That's exactly what life is. But what you're going to slowly do is start jiggling things around a little bit. Just one thing. One thing that gets your motor running, that puts you in or helps you stay in the upper part of the emotional guidance scale, the frequency part, up the top there somewhere, where you just feel good. Just feel good. If things happen in the morning, the kids yell at you, something spills on the ground, you're going to start building the muscle of resistance and not reacting like you have been before. You're going to be calm. Because if you're not calm, you're not in the zone. All I want to do every day is stay in the zone as much as possible. And when I pop out of the zone, I want to get back in there as quickly as I can. The zone is the most powerful place you can be. Everything reflects it and everything gets better. Everything. So why wouldn't you want to stay there? This system is about staying in the zone. Chasing optimum is about optimizing the zone every day. That's what it is. Full, amazing, full force, unbeatable, brilliant, full momentum flow. That's all it is. The food you put in your body, I have a meal plan, 18-hour window fast now. I didn't start like this. I just used to eat 4 colors when I got onto the gut health thing. Gut health is the most powerful thing you can pursue. Everything stems from that. But when I started eating the pods, and then I just started eating 4 colors because I was eating chicken and rice every day, or salmon and rice, chicken and rice, that's all I was eating. Nothing else. I looked grey. I didn't look healthy. I thought I did, just because I had a few muscles here and there. I was not healthy. I was grey. My skin was grey. Now I look at it and I think, wow, I had brown spots starting, all this sort of stuff. I was like, wow, I was so off track. It wasn't funny. All for what? So I trained in the gym and had bigger muscles, but I wasn't healthy. And if you don't take care of your health, one day you'll be made to. And then I started thinking to myself, I think there's more out here on this. I need to learn it. And then slowly and surely, 4 colors each meal. Eat less food. I don't like fasting, but I had to sort of slowly. I used to eat every night, get up in the middle of the night, stuff my face, go back to bed. Terrible thing to do. Then I'd start eating a bit better foods. Like I got a meal plan from Tommy, and that was like a simple one. And then I just started following that. And then another one that was a bit more in depth. And then I started getting real deep into it. When I learned the discipline of eating well, whole foods, organic foods, no rubbish. I was eating so much right, protein bars, protein shakes, all of these sorts of things, all the time, all day. Chocolates, things, this, snacks, service station, nut bars, all these things, all the time. That's how I was living. I thought it was healthy. It wasn't. So when I got to a point that I could just eat 4 colors every meal, and then after that, stick to a simple meal plan from Tommy and take the pods every day, 3 times a day, I could see my insides were starting to change. I got diarrhea for a long time, but I was like, and I had irritable bowel syndrome for a long time before this. All of that went away. And then I started rebuilding myself from the inside out. And then as I got deeper and deeper and more disciplined and more consistent, and I started working out better, and then cardio, and I was more interested in how healthy can I get now, then Tommy matched my foods to my bloods. I had no idea that I was wheat intolerant. I had no idea that dairy, your body can't digest dairy. The enzymes in your stomach can't digest dairy properly. I used to get eczema on the back of my head all the time. And I just thought it was seasonal or stress. No, it's my body was trying to push stuff out. And then the meal plan that I have today matches my bloods and my deficiency and the supplements that I take perfectly. After a while, my liver started to push all the toxins out, and there was lots of them. I got red dots all over my legs, around my bum, up my hips, in my chest, on my shoulder. All these red dots, probably like a 20-cent piece, were coming out everywhere. My liver was pushing out all of the toxins that had been working so hard to maintain. No good. No good. So this was where I was going. And now my skin is changing. My energy is amazing. Everything is fantastic. That's why I won't put things like stimulants in my body. That's why I won't eat anything that's outside of my meal plan. If I have to go to a restaurant, I'll eat vegetables and I'll eat maybe some rice and some fish. That's it. I'm like a pescatarian now. I gave up eating meat. I gave up eating dairy. I gave up eating gluten. I gave up eating so much stuff, but I don't miss it at all. Not one bit. Anything processed. No chicken, no nothing like that. Because even with meat, your body takes 86 hours to digest one piece of meat. It's so much work for your digestive system, and it sticks to your colon wall. So when you eat a lot of meat over time, it's fine. You might feel great, but it actually sticks to your colon wall and rots in there. This is what I've learnt. So I chose not to eat it, not because I don't like it. I love meat. I've eaten meat all my life, but I don't, and I feel so much better for it. And I used to eat meat and then feel quite sluggish after it. Even the next day, like if I'd eat it at night and the next day, before I knew any of this. But I just thought, I must have eaten too much or heavy or something like that. So all of that sugar, I don't eat any sugar. I don't eat anything like that. But it's a choice now, because I think to myself, what does optimum look like? Your body is a machine, and that machine will only run, and the best indicator on how your body is running is your energy levels. If your energy levels are out, then you've got to do something about it. They're not just going to fix themselves. But imagine you had every day that you run at 95+% energy, not 50 sometimes and whatever else, and try and have a coffee and feel better. And that's craziness. It's going round in circles. I don't drink. I used to. I don't drink. I don't do anything like that. Alcohol is, in my opinion, it's poison for the body. Like, it's alcohol. That's what it is. And I know there's people that drink wine, and I know Jackson does, a lot of my friends do, but I chose not to because I don't want to change my electromagnetic frequency and feeling not as sharp the next day. Even with 1 drink, 2 drinks, whatever it is, I don't want to compromise the next day. What you do today decides how you feel tomorrow. That's what I decided. I want the very best frequency I can because I want to do great things. When I hit 50, something changed for me. I'm like, time's limited. Life is limited. Like, what do I want to do over the next 30 or 40 years? I've got to feel amazing to understand that. And then all these things, these impulses and ideas and stuff just flow in all the time because you're in alignment with your greater self. And you feel inspired. To end the Chasing Optimum thing is, at the end of the day, look, the day is chaos. It's work. You can't plan for chaos. It's in the day. No matter what you do for work and stuff, do something that you like for work. But you just run as fast as you can. But then in the night, You got to have the structure that you protect. And I train in the afternoons. I never used to. I couldn't. I used to have to train early in the morning because I didn't have enough energy. Now I train in the afternoons, no pre-workout, no nothing. If I ever trained in the afternoon before, I used to have like 1.5 scoops of pre-workout because I used to think, how do people even train in the afternoons? Now I'm like, I need to actually burn the rest of the energy off. And then the nighttime routine, the landing routine as I call it, just like a plane landing. I see it as a plane taking off in the morning, cruising at altitude in the day, and then the plane landing in the night is something you've got to look forward to. You've got to be excited about it. I am every day excited about getting in the sauna, eating a really healthy meal by around 6 o'clock, getting in the sauna, spending a bit of time with Tara. We chat and with Summer and things, and I get in the sauna, dunk in the ice bath, start to wind down, get off the phone, do that, leave the phone in the kitchen, go in the room at about 9:30, as soon as I can get in there really, when everyone's settled and calm, off to sleep, ready for the next day. I've got excitement in the mornings when I wake up. I'm excited about what I do for work. I like it a lot. I feel great with it. My energy is high. I love it. And I want to be great at it. And then I'm excited in the night. So if you look at the emotional guidance scale, excitement is at the top of the frequency scale. You've got the way you're living, chasing the energy, doing all the things to run the machine the best you can, but then you're excited about each part of the day. Seriously, how good can life get? That's the question. How good can life get? It's a choice. How healthy you are, how vibrant you are, how focused you are, it's a choice. But it takes discipline. Consistency is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to go. You've got to have a vision that's driving you, because that vision is the thing you're going to hang on to when you don't feel so good sometimes. Happens. Especially when you're on the journey. Like I'm years down the track, but at the beginning, sometimes I'm like, I can't be bothered having an ice bath. I can't be bothered doing the breathing. It's just all too hard work. I don't want to do this. Can't be bothered to do it. But this is the way I see it now. Never let yourself off anything that's going to make you grow. Never. Even if you don't really feel like it in the beginning stages. Yesterday, I didn't really feel like training in the gym so much. I wasn't as like 10 out of 10. I was probably like 7 out of 10. But I did it halfway through. I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I'm doing this. Boom, 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 let's do this. Discomfort makes you grow. Anything that's uncomfortable is the thing you want to be chasing, because that's the thing that's taking you to a whole new frequency. When you're uncomfortable, you're experiencing a frequency you haven't experienced before, because you've got to mentally tune in. And when you mentally tune in, you go into a place that is new. When it's hard, it's new because you're not used to it. It's making you a better person. It's changing your habits. You want to change their habits so much that when you don't do it, you feel weird. You feel like you're letting yourself off. That's why I don't do cheat days. Cheat days are ridiculous. If you eat all this good food in the week, then you have a cheat day. It doesn't make sense. I used to do that. I'm talking from experience. I'm telling you what to do. I'm talking from experience. Think of the word cheat days. You're just cheating yourself. I'd rather have a good meal over a chocolate cake, that's for sure. I don't find any pleasure in eating anything that's not good for the machine running my body. It's a Ferrari. Your body is the most amazing machine on this planet. Treat it like that. People have a Ferrari and spend $20,000 a service just to get it checked out. You can pretty much do most of these things for zero. 20 minutes of sun in the morning, breathing, cold shower, walking, bit of exercise. It doesn't cost anything. But we spend more on these high-performance cars. I don't have a Ferrari, but we spend more on these cars and worrying about how they look and washing them and this and that than we do our body sometimes. But our body is the thing that's going to carry us through life. I want my body to be an advertisement for how I'm feeling. When I walk into somebody's home, I want to look fit. You know, I want people to say, gee, that guy seems to be on point. His energy, the way I make eye contact, the way I share a message, the energy that I exchange with them, you know, how in the zone I am, how present I am, all of that. I want that to be my business card. I don't even carry business cards anymore. I want them to remember that, my energy signature, the footprint I leave on their lounge room floor. There you go. Do you want to do business with me? When you're consistent, your life will become consistent. Your results will change. Your habits will change. Your results will change. Everything will change. You are a magnet for who you are. So what that means, when you're a magnet for the things that are coming to you, if you're feeling fantastic, you're magnetically charged. Amazing. And you're just going to pull everything in around you that matches that. That's how it works. Chasing Optimum is more than a saying, Chasing Optimum. It's a lifestyle system. You can make a change today, no matter where you're at. The great thing about it is you can start today. You just got to know what to do. And small steps over a long period of time will take you to a great place, fantastic place. Too much too soon, you probably won't sustain it. You want to slowly change you from the inside out. All the information's out there. You just got to take the time to find it and then execute like your life depends on it, because it does.